Hey guys, it's Kristen, and today I'm going to be talking about Netflix's new series, On My Block. The show is a coming-of-age story about a group of friends who are really more like family living in South Central Los Angeles. The majority of the cast is newcomers and is made up of a lot of Hispanic and African American actors, including Sierra Capri, Jason Jenelle, Diego Tinoco, Breck Ray, and the series was actually created by the same person who created MTV's Awkward, Lorna Youngerich, as well as All Eyes on Me writers Eddie Gonzalez and Jeremy Haft, which I think really reflects what this show is about. You know, it deals with heavy issues like gang violence, deportation, gun issues, while simultaneously capturing the awkwardness and humor of growing up. They tackle race in a way that's self-aware and funny. There is such true friendship and heart and adventure and young love in this story. And I think all of this rolls up into making On My Block a really brilliant and diverse series. Let's talk a little bit more about some of these characters. First up is Sierra Capri as Montse, and Montse has grown up without a mother. She's very much a tomboy. She is pretty much only friends with guys, but at the same time she is a girl's girl, which she finds out when she becomes friends with Olivia. She's really conflicted about her feelings for her best friend Caesar. She likes him so much, but she doesn't want to mess up their friendship or their friend group, so she's kind of dealing with that. And she also went on this mini journey trying to come to terms with her mother and not having her in her life, and I thought that that was really interesting, and I hope that they dive more into that in season 2. I also really liked that her role shed light on Afro-Latinas because I feel like that's a group that's very underrepresented. Next is Jason Jenelle as Ruby. I really liked him. I thought he was really funny, he was charismatic, he was a romantic, he could talk a mile a minute and talk his way out of anything, really. He's hoping when his older brother goes to college that he's gonna get his own room, he's, you know, becoming a man, and it doesn't really go as he planned. He ends up developing a crush on Olivia, played by Ronnie Hawk, who moves in with his family when hers is deported. There was just something really endearing about Ruby, and I really rooted for him throughout the season. Up next is Breck Ray as Jamal. I have to say, Jamal was my favorite character in the whole season. I loved him. I loved how funny he was, how nerdy and goofy. He spent half the season feigning injuries to get out of playing high school football, and then the other season on this awesome Goonies-esque journey to find this money hidden in their town. One of my favorite scenes with him was when he and Abuela were talking about this roller world mystery, and the two of them were just hilarious together and formed such a bond, and I loved that kind of little buddy thing that they had going on the whole season. The two of them were just really funny together. Then we have Diego Tinoco as Caesar. He's like this nice guy that's in this group of friends, but his family has this gang background, and of course that means he's getting into that gang life as well. He doesn't really want to be a part of it, but it's a family tradition, so he's kind of sucked into that anyway. I'll be honest here, Caesar was not really one of my favorite characters. I didn't believe him in that gang life type of role, and everything he did just kind of backfired on him, which led to that big cliffhanger at the end of the season, which I will talk about in a few minutes. And then there was like this kind of weird love triangle thing going on between him, Montse, and Olivia, and he was doing this thing that I feel like sometimes I see guys do in movies and TV shows that I really hate, which is he wants to be with one person, but that person is not available at that time, or there's something going on there, so instead of just waiting or, you know, trying a little harder, he just settles for this other person that he doesn't really care about. I feel like I've seen that happen in other movies and TV shows, and I just really don't like that, because it just seems like in order to be happy you have to be with someone even if it's the person you don't care about. Maybe I'm reading a little too into it, but I just didn't like that, you know, he and Olivia were kind of doing this weird dating thing where they didn't really care about each other because he and Montse really cared about each other. Like, just be together, you know? Like, just be together. So those were the 4 best friends, and then of course you had Ronnie Hawk as Olivia, who joins the group and really becomes really good friends with Montse and dates Caesar, and of course Ruby has a big crush on her. Another character I want to shout out is Jasmine, played by Jessica Garcia. She was so funny. She was this character who like wasn't really part of their friend group, but she always followed them around and wanted to be part of their group, and she was just really over the top and obnoxious, and I thought she really played the role well. She was hilarious. Now let's get into that big cliffhanger at the end of the season. There will be spoilers here, so beware, you have been warned. The season ends at Olivia's quinceañera, where Ruby has put in so much effort to make sure she has the best birthday ever, and things are really going according to his plan. You know, he got his kiss from his dream girl, they're dancing, it's going great. Back up a little bit, Caesar was supposed to kill a rival gang member, and he decided he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to become a murderer, so instead he kind of threatened the guy and was like, leave town. Of course the guy's not going to leave town. Instead he shows up at the quinceañera with a gun and bam, somehow ends up shooting Ruby. The scene was dark. There was some really good acting going on there. Like, Ruby was gasping for breath. You have his mom screaming over him. You have Olivia kind of, it looked like she was shot too, just crying out for Ruby, trying to make sure he's okay. It was intense. You know, will he survive? Will the gang member be caught? I feel like that's something we're gonna have to wait to find out in season 2. But I mean, like, how could they really kill him? He's the main character, right? Like, he has to survive. At this point, I feel like On My Block is a sleeper hit. You know, you hadn't heard much about it before, but it just keeps getting more and more buzz, and I feel like there's no way that this show won't get a second season. It has to. There's so many storylines that need to continue. Like, will there be repercussions for Caesar's actions in the gang? Jamal finally finds the money from Roller World, so what's he gonna do with all of that? Now, this is just the epitome of the type of show that I really enjoy. I feel like it's a show that's a little bit similar to a Degrassi The Next Generation or Islos High, where it's a diverse teen dramedy that really goes there. I love the little hint of mystery going on. I can't wait to see where they go next. I would love to know your thoughts on My Block, so make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and click that subscribe button because I come out with new videos every week. See ya!